Hi, I'm Regent.
I'm Tita.
And we did a project about colorism because a lot of people in society experience it.
Although we may all be different races, our skin complexion still determines on how we get treated in the world today.
So we had asked a couple students and teachers at George Washington High School about how they feel about colorism and
If they've experienced it.
here's their responses.
How do you define colorism?
Having hatred against somebody the same or opposite color.
Who is responsible for breaking the cycle of colorism?
I feel like that our generation is responsible because we got to teach our younger generation.
Is there such thing as light skin or dark skin privilege? And if so, what do you think about it?
I think there is such thing as light skin and dark skin privilege because there is sometimes where like light skinned people will get like certain treatment over dark skinned people, like especially in like sports, fucking whatever you want to buy.
Is there a such thing as light skin privilege or dark skin privilege? And if so, what do you think about it?
Yes, there is. And I think that this causes a lot of problems between females and a lot of drama that we don't need. And I honestly feel like us as dark-skinned females, we need to be more confident and stronger because we're just as beautiful as the light-skinned girls. So, yeah.
What are or were some experiences you had with colorism?
I was at the store. Oh, you can't do this to me. And old dude was just following me. He was a big white dude. And you know, I'm just trying to give me some snacks, bro. And he's just like following me around the store, thinking I was gonna steal. And I ain't even touched nothing yet. Like, I was just literally walking in the store.
How did that make you feel?
Bro, that pissed me off. Like, I really wanted to throw hands, but I couldn't. Like, bro was, I was scared, just a little bit. But I didn't like it. I felt racially profiled and unaccepted in the store, so I left.
How does colorism affect people around the world?
I feel like colorism affects people around the world because they start to feel more ashamed about their skin color, and people of darker skin color start to feel out of place or wanting to be of lighter color. And I think it stems from the white community putting it into the black community and trying to make them feel more out of place and feel just not comfortable in their skin.
What are or were some experiences with colorism?
One time when I was fundraising with my basketball team at a golf course, a white lady walked past me and said, "Pick a side," when I am clearly mixed. And I had no defined in what color I come out as a baby.
How does colorism affect people around the world?
I think colorism affects people around the world by making everyone feel like they can't be a part of something if they're not a certain way. So if they're not dark enough, if they're not light enough, I feel like we put a lot of expectations around people based off of their skin color, and colorism impacts that. You feel like you can't be a part of a certain community if you don't look dark enough or light enough. I think it just ruins people's perception of themselves.
Who's responsible for breaking the cycle of colorism?
So I believe that the cycle has to be broken with everybody, but mostly it comes from breaking down white privilege, right? That system, I believe, was started with slavery and the slave system. So it got ingrained within that system of where the hierarchy of color is and how color is used to be putting people against each other. So the more that we can break down the idea of color and how much power and privilege comes with color, the more that we can break down that system of colorism. So for me, it starts with breaking down white privilege and then breaking that idea down and even the racism within each group, how racism can then kind of devolve into other cultures and create the issues that then is within colorism. I don't know if that makes sense. But that system has to be broken first, and then we have to go back in and then rebuild the idea of how Black beauty can be seen within the culture so that colors can be seen as what they are, which is beautiful, no matter what color and what shade people are, so that it's not seen as someone gets privilege. It's that everyone is beautiful the way that they are, and then that would hopefully recreate and redefine how colorism is not a thing. It's more of just being who you are and being proud of who you are.
What are or were some experiences you had with colorism?
Some experiences I had with colorism was actually in this class right here. I had a disagreement with a student and he made the comment, "You're mad because you're black." But Personally, that triggered me as being someone that's dark skinned, and I asked him like that was colorist, and he was like, "Oh, I've been called colorist before," and it felt like he was proud of it. But I went into depth trying to explain to him like how those comments can personally affect a person. And he was like, it's because that's my preference. And I said, honestly, skin color cannot be a preference. A preference can personally be like someone liking pepperoni on pizza, but they'll still like, want to eat cheese pizza, even though they like pepperoni. I don't know if that was a good metaphor, but...
Is there a such thing as light skin or dark skin privilege? And if so, what do you think about it?
Yes, there's a such thing as light skin and dark skin privilege. I believe that, like how back in the old days, they be like, light skinned girls, they could work in the house, and dark skinned girls are in the field or something like that, some stuff like that. I see it a lot, honestly. And with our generation now, I feel like dudes or females, they be like, for like the girls situation, dudes don't tend to mess with the dark skinned females for some reason, and they put this stereotype of the dark skins like they're rude and some stuff like that all the time, and I just don't understand it. Little do they know that dark skinned people are really nice. Like, what do you think? And then for like the light skin part, they just be like, oh, you're too good because you're light skinned. Smile because you're light skinned. You have an attitude all the time. You're light skinned. What's wrong with you? Or they'd be like, you get a better outcome because you're light skinned. They'd be like, you're closer to white or something like that, which I hate, because I'm black. Black. And then for like the male preference and stuff like that, the light skins get it bad because if you're a dark skin, they'd be like, oh, you're acting light skin. That means you're acting soft. And like, it's kind of hard because like, dang, like you're dark skin, you're acting soft, or like you're dark skin,
Who's responsible for breaking the cycle of colorism?
I think when it comes to the cycle of colorism, it starts really within the community. So I think the different communities who have colorism in them are responsible for kind of breaking that cycle. And I think beauty standards are a big one, and media is also a big one, because as we, promote, I guess, different types of beauty, I think that those ideas of colorism will go down, as well as in media. If we see all different types of people in media, being portrayed positively, then I think that will also help kind of decrease the levels of colorism. So I think it starts within the community, teaching young girls like all different shades are beautiful, and boys, of course. And then also it goes up to the media as well, making sure that there's lots of equal representation, and yeah.